PK52, the Saturday morning meeting. Well, I just got back from the AIM Expo, which is the American International Motorcycle Expo. I got an invitation because my wife got invited. And I thought, you know what, let me go out and expand a little bit. Let me look at what's going on and let me find out what the other side of another industry is doing and then bring it back here and talk about it. So there was about 4 learning sessions that we attended. So there was all the vendors were out there, motorcycle vendors and anybody in the power sports industry, clothing, all kinds of stuff. So it was a good show. It's like any trade show. It was a good show. But we sat through a couple of these seminars, and I'm going to go both sides of the coin today, if you don't mind. The first side of the coin, what I heard from every person that I sat down and I listened to the industry experts, the first thing they said was the power sports industry is light years behind the auto industry. And we fully discussed before that the auto industry, based upon the individual, can go to the next level because there's digital out there and you can actually increase your footprint by putting stuff out there on video and building your base. So we've talked about that over the last 5 years. So I think I've been doing these now for 9 years. And I've said, you know, if you want to grow yourself, you don't have to come 2 people because digital can make you as many people as you want. And I know you understand that. But I want to tell you what I heard from everybody that was supposed to be the industry expert. I'll give you one example I thought was very interesting. There was a session on how to increase parts sales. And the first thing they said was you have to make sure that the people that work the parts counter know they're in sales. And I don't think that's right. Do you? I don't think that's right. I think if I'm selling something, I'm not producing it, then I'm in sales. So again, their thought was people that sell across a retail parts counter don't feel that they're salespeople. So whatever, if that term is terrible, it's just the truth. You sell things for a living and you make a commission off of what you sell. And they said the industry standard in the motorcycle and side-by-side, the power sports industry, was 1.6 lines per parts ticket. Well, that's not true. I mean, you got to break it down. In order to have a parts ticket, you have to have 1 line. So basically what they're saying is after a request of 1 part, then the industry standard is 0.6, barely over half another line. And you can't go back. And here's my fear. This is for the first side of the coin. So everybody that was sitting there was either somebody invited through a dealership group or a vendor. So it wasn't the staff, it wasn't open to the public, it was a dealer show. And so they're sitting there talking to these dealers and they're telling these people that you're only doing 1.6 and there's no way you should be doing 1.6, you should be doing 2.5. And I don't know where they grasped that number from, because if the industry standard is 1.6, then you can't go back and yell at somebody in your parts center and go like, you're doing a terrible job. You could do a better job, but you can't yell at somebody that's doing 1.6 lines per parts ticket if that's the industry standard. So very interesting the way they put that. And my fear on the second side of this coin is that now the dealers that were sitting there that I was watching, and I watched everybody, are, they're taking notes, I'm going to go back and I'm going to wear my parts people out that they're performing under the standard. If they're performing at 1.6 lines per parts ticket, they're performing at the national industry standard. So take that for what it is. The next seminar, a guy was talking about doing digital videos, and he was talking about not doing digital videos that were too long. When you're trying to communicate with somebody, they're looking at a specific item, get it out there, get it back. Well, every video he showed was too long. And the use of digital should be like this. There is so many things that we talk about that we repeat every single day. There's so many things. If I want to show you the image of the dealership, and I think that is a tremendous piece of advice, the very first shot you should send out on a video is what it would look like if I pulled into your parking lot. Because if you recognize that, then your apprehension goes down. You have a sense of comfort because you see something you're familiar with. So I think starting any video with the look of the dealership and what I'm going to see when I drive in there for the first time is very important. You don't need to shoot that every time. That's the same thing every time. So you could shoot a small 15-second reel of, I want to show you the outside. Maybe I want to show you the service center. Maybe I want to show you where we have our free coffee. Whatever you decide, but you only have to film that one time. And then you drop in and edit in, hey, I'm KC, and I'll be taking care of you when you come in. And then walk them over and show them the item that they requested information on. And we're talking about 30 seconds or less, even by integrating in the thing you want them to see and be familiar with the dealership. I totally believe that's the right way to go. And the consumer will ask you if for more information if you didn't give them enough information. And so at the thought process of this presentation, it was that the salespeople are not doing their job. And you as the dealer need to go back and make them do this. Okay, so again, it's a revenue producing job. You get paid based upon what you sell, the commission rate, or however your pay plan is, but you get more money based upon your yield. And so I don't think that anybody should have left this expo and gone back and immediately told their people how bad they were. And I really got that vibe. There was a couple of other ones that I sat through, same. Nobody that I listened to in the 4 sessions that I said, the dealer's the problem. The dealer's expectations are not met because the dealer's problem. It was very hard for me not to talk. Some of you know me. It was hard for me not to walk up there and grab the microphone and go, you know what, if you guys believe in digital so much, haven't you ever had a meeting before where some of your staff came up to you after the meeting and said, I really needed that meeting, that was really good? There's not a dealer or a general manager out there that wouldn't look at you and go, no, my meetings are dynamic, okay? Then my question is, did you record that meeting? And the answer is no. But if it was dynamic today, it would be dynamic in a week. And you're going to say the same thing again multiple times during the year. That's just the way the business is. And so if you're really wanting somebody to use digital as the leader, as the owner, the general manager, the decision maker of the dealership, then you should be using digital. And so I got really frustrated. So let me flip the other side of the coin so I don't rant and rave the whole time. If you're working in a dealership and you have multiple millions of dollars worth of inventory that you did not have to purchase, none of your money went into any of that inventory, the maintenance of the inventory, the cleaning of the inventory, you have no skin in the game. You did not pay for any of that. And then a dealer is willing to hire you and pay you a percentage of the profit of something that you don't even own. To me, that's the greatest job in the history of the world. I mean, you're welcome to leave the automotive space or the power sports space or whatever and go open your own business. But when you open your own business, then there's a fear of not making it and bankruptcy and ended up in a very bad place. You have no risk of bankruptcy selling multiple millions of dollars worth of items that you didn't have to pay for. So I guess it's a mindset. So one side of the coin, everybody's looking at everybody and saying, the reason why we're not doing better is you. It's never me. It's never me. It's never my guidance or what I'm doing. That bothers me. The second side of it is, if I bought a CRM, if I've got a digital system, if I have a way to track my customers, if I know that a customer is on a lease for 36 months, I know when they're going to bring the vehicle back, which will be about 36 months. When I have all of that at my disposal, and all I have to do is integrate that into part of my day. That first part of the day when you come in and you just set up your day or your week, and you do it every single day, then all of a sudden, and let's go back to the parts deal, 1.6 lines per parts ticket. All of a sudden, when somebody comes out and says, hey, I need this, and I said, well, a lot of times when people buy this, in order to make it work, you might want to do this. Now, they may not buy it. But it's just like when McDonald's comes in. I remember when McDonald's, and I'm going back a while, but McDonald's went on a health kick for a while, and they started doing McDonald's salads, and they were good. They were fresh, and I did a lot of McDonald's salads. You know, on the road, just grab a McDonald's salad, you're good to go, right? But you would go up there and you'd buy the salad, and let's say you bought a Diet Coke, like a salad and a Diet Coke, and they would look straight in your eyes and go, "You want fries with that?" "Yes, I want fries with it. I'm eating lettuce and a Diet Coke. I'm not going to get the fries because that's not my purpose here." But they always ask, "Do you want fries with that? Do you want to supersize that?" And so when you come down to a fast food place, always trying to add a line. Just add a line. Just ask. And I would say for any parts professional, bring the item out. The worst case scenario is you have to restock the item. But have you ever left someplace and you went to buy something? You're trying to build something, make something, or you needed this item, and you got back home and you realized that you needed something else to finish the task. If that's ever happened to you, it is the most infuriating, frustrating thing on earth. So to me, with the opportunity, just say, in order to complete the job, most people will go ahead and get this and this along with this, and it makes the job easier. And so then you have to start figuring out, if I'm buying a car, an SUV, a van, what are the 5 items that the majority of people that buy extra items purchase on that van, truck, or car? If you're selling service, if I'm selling you a service, what are the other services that parallel that service that you may need at this time? I'm not trying to sell you something. I am offering you a different service or a different item because that's my job. I never want you mad at me because I didn't offer. So, flip side of the coin. It doesn't matter if you're running a store, if you own a store. The biggest asset you have are the people that walk through the door every day that help you make a profit. There is no big, it's not the product, you know, it's not the color of the dealership or how spectacular your showroom is. It's the associate, it's the staff. The better the staff is, the bigger your results. And if you're that associate, if you have an opportunity with very little effort to put yourself in a different income bracket, or a different success bracket. Not everybody's income generated, income motivated. Then why wouldn't you break away a little bit of time every day to put yourself one notch ahead of that industry standard? PK52, the Saturday Morning Meeting.